All set now.
I'd like to call the meeting to order. Pledge of allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Attendance, Sean?
Board Member Cole.
Here.
Board Member Dean.
Here.
Board Member Kimball.
Here.
Chairman Sirianni.
Here.
Board Member Weiss.
Here.
Meeting's called to order. I'd like to start off by introducing our new board member, Dan Weiss. Dan was appointed to the Niagara Falls Water Board upon recommendation of Senator and Minority Leader Robert Orr. He is no stranger to the Water Board. He previously has served as member of the board of the Niagara Falls Public Water Authority from 2016 to 2025. Dan has a Master of Education degree and a Bachelor of Education degree from Buffalo State College. He is an elementary teacher for the Niagara Falls Board of Education. Dan also serves as president of the Niagara Falls City Schools Teachers Union, Local 801. Well, I want to welcome Dan and thank Senator Orr for the pick. Thank you. Welcome, Dan.
Thank you, Chairman, for the welcome.
Okay. Any public comments?
None this evening, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Any correspondence, Sean?
Mr. Chairman, there are 4 items under correspondence. The first is a letter from the Housing Authority requesting assistance with a large bill resulting from a leak. The second is an award letter related to grant funding for a number of water projects. The third and fourth are memoranda commending 2 water board employees for their actions just a week ago in assisting a gentleman who had fallen and was unable to get back into his apartment on a cold winter day.
Okay. Do you want to take action on any of that right now or no?
No, Mr. Chairman, those
Okay.
are in the packet informationally.
Okay, is there, has anyone had the opportunity to read the minutes of the previous meeting? If there's any questions, you can ask. If not, I'd like to get a motion to accept the minutes of the previous meeting.
Motion.
First, is there a second?
I'll second it.
Dan, any discussion on the meeting? Roll call, Sean.
Board Member Cole.
Yes.
Board Member Dean.
Yes.
Board Member Kimball.
Who seconded the motion for that?
Dan,
He can't second the motion. He wasn't at the meeting, so it has to be someone who was there.
okay. I second the motion.
Okay. We'll make, I move for an amendment of the motion to accept the meeting's minutes.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Those opposed, nay. Ayes have it.
Okay, and he has to abstain.
Abstain on what?
Abstain on the
On
motion.
the
because he
previous
doesn't-
item, yeah.
He doesn't have anything to do with it because he doesn't know anything
Okay,
about it.
okay, no problem.
Sean, can you turn that up a little bit?
Yeah, it's hard to hear her.
Sure.
Okay, for that one, you have to.
Elton, are you able to turn up the volume on the room speakers, particularly the ones?
I can't hear.
Forward. Volume is all the way up on the console.
Okay.
Elton's going to see if he can
Maybe it's
adjust
just-
the room speakers.
I tried, so people can hear me. Sometimes I talk too close to this mic. We've had issues before in listening, but Executive Director, General Counsel, Sean Costello.
Mr. Chairman, I would just, if I may, call the roll on the amended motion to approve the minutes.
Oh, I'm sorry, roll call.
Board Member Cole.
Yes.
Board Member Dean.
Yes.
Board Member Kimball.
Yes.
Board Member Weiss.
I abstain.
Chairman Sirianni.
Yes,
Motion passes. Mr. Chairman, just a few updates. First, While there are written memoranda with respect to Alex Haley and Christopher Ketch in the correspondence section of the agenda packet, this morning I was very pleased to receive a voicemail from a woman who said that the gentleman in one of our trucks had driven by her. She was stuck at the end of her driveway for an hour and a half. They turned around, shoveled her out, pushed her out, and she was able to get to work. So she was extremely pleased. It just took a couple minutes of their day, but was, very consequential for the woman who needed to get to work. Those individuals were Mason and Mitchell Schumey. So just another nice act by some members of the collection and distribution team. They're under Mr. Eagler. Second, that WIA grant letter that's in the packet that represents a $5 million grant award toward about $10 million in project costs. Those projects were previously submitted under a different grant application, and the funding was limited to $3 million in grant. We've now received 5 by resubmitting. They increased our grant award by $2 million because in the past couple of years, that grant program has changed and the amount of the award has increased by $2 million. The projects include funding for hydrant replacements, large valves, water treatment plant skate upgrades, and fluoride system upgrades. But probably the most visible aspects of that project for the public are some water mains. A 20-inch main from the Beach Avenue storage tank to Ontario Street. We're engaged in a long-term project to bring that Beach Avenue tank back online with a booster station to add some additional storage to the system and to be able to take the 56th Street water tank out of service for recoding on the interior at some point. Another section of Main, Ontario Avenue from 13th to Main, Laughlin Drive from 82nd to Bollier, 900 block of Van Rensselaer, a section of Woodcop Avenue, and a section of 85th. And the 900 block of Van Rensselaer, Woodcop, and 85th are all ready for bid. We received approval for the plans and specs from the Department of Health last week, so those should be out within the next month or two and hopefully completed this year. So we'll see some substantial progress on water main replacements. That Woodcop Avenue main in particular has been highly problematic, I know. Next, one of the many things that the Water Board is responsible for is cross-connection prevention. And one of our cross-connection inspectors' jobs is to ensure that backflow preventer devices in industry and commercial establishments are inspected annually. There are about 3,000 of those devices that we track in our system. And for years, we've used a software package that no longer is supported. The software helps track when those inspections are due and generates letters that we then print out and mail. Letters, advising people the inspections are due, telling them that they're overdue, threatening them with a fine, ultimately fining them if they don't finish or do the job. Our IT department has worked with Cross Connections to identify a replacement for that software that's no longer supported. It also can't even be ported over to a machine running Windows 11. They're stuck on Windows 7 on that one computer because of this old software. The new software package is called BSI Online. The cost of the Water Board will be about $2,000 annually. So unfortunately, like every other software that we deal with these days, it's a software as a service. So we're going to have to pay annually, but the new software package brings some significant improvements. They handle all the mailing for us. So instead of us printing out letters, folding them, stuffing them in an envelope and running them through our postage machine, BSI Online will do that. And it's going to shift that postage cost and some of the other administrative expenses to the plumbers. So instead of us paying for all those 3,000 letters, potentially 4 times, the plumbers are going to be required now to pay an $18.95 fee for the reports. That won't be paid to the Water Board. It'll be paid to BSI Online. A lot of other utilities are going to this. The closest one is the Grand Island system, uses BSI Online. So a lot of our plumbers, the licensed master plumbers in Niagara Falls, are also licensed in Grand Island, so they're already familiar with it. It probably won't be, greeted with joy by the plumbers, but the fee really is just offsetting our cost of supporting that program. Because the cross-connection inspector won't have quite as much to, do in terms of administrative tasks of printing and signing letters and things like that, it'll free him up to spend, hopefully to be more responsive and, have more time to address point of sale inspections, which that office also does when property's changing hands, making sure that there are no illicit connections between, for example, gutters and a sanitary sewer, and also to help us continue to address issues in LaSalle to address sources of inflow. So again, the example of gutters connected to the sanitary sewer, which we're required to work on in connection with one of our orders on consent with the DEC. So that's just an update for the board on that particular development. I'll conclude by noting, as the board I'm sure has, that Debbie Zolkowski is absent today. She's unfortunately ill. I can report, briefly on the 2024 tax transfer analysis that she performed.
Okay. I just want to say thank you to both shoemates, Matt and
Mason,
Mason.
Mitchell
for-
and Mason.
Mitchell and Mason for what they did.
Mhm. We have 3 shoemates, so sometimes it does.
Yeah, I know.
Because they get all their names.
Yeah,
beginning
so
with an M.
thank them for us.
But they're a great group of
Michael?
guys.
Okay. Did you want to touch on the finance since Debbie's off?
If the board is all right with that, so in the packet at page 27 was a summary of the prior year's tax transfers that were covered in the most recent check that we received from the city of Niagara Falls in June 2025. So Debbie was able to pull data on what years and what tax transfers those funds, that lump sum check of 1.959 million represented. 85% of the amount of that $1.9 million check was related to the 2024 tax transfer. The other 15% related to years prior to 2024, going back as far as 2015. Now, only $200 or $500 or so of it was from 2015. It shows the lag in collecting on balances transferred to taxes at times. Specific to the board's question last month, 44% of the 2024 tax transfer has been collected as of June 30, 2025. Any day now, we expect to receive another check from the city, at which time Debbie will update this to show what the total amount is. The total collected to date is interesting. It shows that between 60 and 80% of the sums transferred to taxes seem to be ultimately collected by the water, which is not phenomenal, of course. So it shows that the transfer to taxes is not a very efficient solution for collecting unpaid balances, which is why it's good that last year the board reinstated service terminations for non-payment. The total amount that we transferred to taxes dropped from 3.5 million in 2024 to 2.5 million in 2025 since we started the service disconnections. And I expect that the total balance transferred to taxes will shrink again this year as as people are on notice of these programs. So it's important that we collect as much as we can because the transfer to tax is not a extremely efficient method of collection. That's all I had on the finance end.
Is there any questions with Sean on the
Just a comment that, just thank Debbie for the quick response on that and appreciate the information because it gave me some kind of an idea just how much money we are getting back
Yes, I'll make sure that.
using that process. Thanks.
Thank you, Sean. Administrative Services, Caleb Holman.
Good evening.
Good evening, Caleb.
We held safety trainings conducted by WinCosh for occupational chemical exposure on January 15th at the wastewater plant and January 20th at the water plant. On January 21st, we had a safety team meeting at both the wastewater and water facilities. These meetings were attended by representatives from Gallagher and Compliance, and our next safety team meeting date will be set, isn't set yet, but it'll be in mid-April, quarterly. On our personal actions and report, we are recommending to hire a compliance officer, industrial waste inspector, and we are also recommending a permanent appointment for the senior administrative assistant position.
Thank you, Caleb. Is there a motion for A? Well, first of all, is there any questions for Caleb? Okay, we'll call it A, Compliance Officer, Industrial Waste Inspector. Is there a motion to hire?
Motion.
Make a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Dan, second. Is there any discussion on this? Roll call, Sean.
Board Member Cole,
Yes.
Board Member Dean,
Yes.
Board Member Kimball,
Yes.
Board Member Weiss,
Yes.
Chairman Sirianni.
Yes,
Motion passes.
thank you. B, Aaron Macri, Administrative Assistant to Senior Administrative Assistant. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Is there a second? I second it. Any discussion on it? Roll call.
Board Member Cole,
Yes.
Board Member Dean,
Yes.
Board Member Kimball,
No,
Board Member Weiss,
Yes.
Chairman Sirian.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Any questions for Caleb? Okay. Thank you, Caleb.
Thank you.
I'd like to say a couple things here. First of all, I'd like to, this has been a rough road for all these, for some of our employees, but I'd like to congratulate Aaron Macri, Patricia Fredericks, and Jessica Basher for their permanent status. I want to congratulate several employees who passed their civil service tests. And, that's what the water board's about. We have a civil service system that some may agree or not agree, but it's about bringing in qualified people. It's trying to do the best thing for the water board, which in fact turns out to be the best thing for the residents and then eventually the employees. So I want to congratulate all of you for doing what you had to do. Thank you. Engineering, Doug Williamson.
Board. Just a few brief items tonight. Dan Weiss might not be aware of it, but we've got a wastewater treatment plant preliminary engineering report that's being done by Hazen and Sawyer. We continue to have bi-weekly meetings. We'll have one here tomorrow to further go over where they're at. Quite honestly, I look at some of their concepts and whether we're going to build it or not, it's another story. A lot of money, a lot of funding. Some of it I don't really think, it looks good on paper type of thing. But we're gonna have a thorough review and hopefully the DEC doesn't buy off on it. So another meeting tomorrow here, that we're supposed to be getting a draft report from them soon. Hopefully it has some more schematics and that. There's a lot of engineering and stuff like piping stuff. They're not showing just schematic wise, what's in the ground is there and they get a design for that. But the final engineering report for that is due end of February 2026. So we've got that meeting here. In the agenda packet, West River Shore Drive water main replacement. CPL made a recommendation to award the contract to Melba Studio Construction. That's all in the packet, the reasoning and that. And tonight there's that's the first resolution. Other than that, 2025 combined sewer overflow annual report was just submitted last week via the NFWB's website to the DEC. It's currently under review. Other reports are under review. I had an assistant helping me with, and there's a lot of reporting that needs to be done through NFWB's. Other than that, we have a water and wastewater grants meeting planned with CPL on Wednesday of this week to go over a lot of the things John discussed and progress and what we're going to anticipate. I think we've got quite a workload right now, actually, with a lot of the projects we've got. So we'll see what further grants we can look into. That's all I have right now.
Is there, thank you, Doug. Is there any questions for Doug? Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome. What? Okay. Outside infrastructure updates, Mike Eagler, Senior, please.
Hi.
Hello, Mike.
Not much. How are you? Good. Not much more to touch on except for the big water main projects we have coming this summer. If they all go through, it's going to be pretty busy summer. The Whitcup Lachlan one that Sean brought up, that was the one we had almost 20 breaks on. And then this year we've already started with 3. So that's going to be huge getting that going. The West River Shore one's going to be big. And right now we're just going through the typical winter and outside infrastructure. If you have any questions, not much more than that right now.
I don't have no questions, but I was in a meeting just a couple weeks ago, and I don't know if there's anything that would pertain to us, but the town of Niagara and North Tonawanda are looking at on some of the big mains to
Mhm.
put an insert in them to maybe move emergency breakdowns, maybe 20, 30 years at a much lower cost.
Yeah, we call that slip lining.
Okay.
We did 18th Street, we looked at slip lining. It all depends on the size of the pipe. And slip lining always reduces the size of your pipe. So if you have a 20 there and it's cast and, you know, with the tuberculation that, and even after we call it pigging the line where you send it through to clear the line out, you're never going to have a 20 unless you replace with the 20. So when the hydraulic study's done, and the hydraulic model tells you if you could slip line, that's always a really good way to go because it's minimal excavation, but it's selective as to where and how you can use it.
Okay.
We will be slip lining a large section of sewer main on Calumet Avenue. That is.
Yeah, that's,
Those plans have been drawn up and have been submitted to EFC for review. But that's a 48-inch brick sewer that we're going to slip line. It's kind of interesting. The pit to drop the slip lining equipment in is going to be
big.
on the charts as big as this room. But
So I stand corrected. I was assuming you were talking water. Yes, there is slip lining for both. There's coating slip lining for both sewer and water.
Yeah, I was talking both.
Okay,
Yeah,
yes.
I
you
just
are-
was just as curious if we were aware of it. That's all.
Yes, oh, absolutely. We've done
Okay.
it in the past already.
Good. Glad to hear that. Are there any questions for Mike?
Just one,
Sure.
with the amount of work that you said is scheduled for this summer or this spring, is that going to impact your crews that are addressing the
A
water
lot-
line breaks?
A lot of it is contractors that are doing, all of it's contractors doing it. So the impact will only be on the supervision. The contractors are gonna have their own inspectors there, but myself, Doug will be the ones out there. Our day-to-day operations should run, no problem.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Mike.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Information technology, Alton.
Good evening.
Good evening.
For our primary system status, we found no high vulnerabilities, with our duct trace and sensor scans. From projects and updates that we have going on. We put together a schedule for rollout for our network switches. They arrived, on site, the water treatment plants. We already have, one set up, so we're putting together a schedule for rollout. On the UPSs, we're working on obtaining a second quote. Also testing is underway for our new SCADA platform here at the water treatment plants. This solution may offer notable cost savings and improved efficiency. Also, we have Ideal given us a test unit so we can properly test this new SCADA platform. Also, National Grid, we heard back from National Grid regarding the installation of the security camera at the gorge. We are now waiting for private agreements from them. Also, the BSI software, Sean spoke earlier about that. We've upgraded that to a cloud-based system, so we're now working on cross connection to finish that part of the project there. So I have for tonight.
Are there any questions for Al? Thank you very much, Al.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Are there any questions regarding the 2025 operations and or maintenance report? Resolution, Sean.
thank you, Mr. Chairman. The first resolution is found at page 47 of the agenda packet, resolution number 2026-01001, award bid for West River Shore Drive water main replacement.
Is there a motion?
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second it.
Is, any questions on this? Sean, is this the one we talked about? Yeah,
Yes.
okay. Are there any questions on it? We'll
Yeah, I'll couple, quick question, Mr. Chairman. This is we're on 47, right, Sean? This is the 1.486 million?
Yes.
Okay.
1.838.
I see. Yeah, I was looking at the wrong line.
Yeah, that was the base bid. We've elected to replace with ductile iron. We recommend replacing with ductile iron over the lower cost PVC alternative because soil conditions on that stretch are problematic. So we feel that ductile iron will have much greater longevity.
Okay,
It's also our
this has been
preferred
pushed back a couple of times. Can you or one of you guys just give us, I know this needs to be done, but just give us a quick refresher on exactly what's being done? Because it's, you know, a bigger dollar amount that's been pushed back a couple of times.
Sure. So it's 3,500 feet of mostly 8-inch water main, as well as all the appurtenant valves, hydrants, and service connections. So any lead that's in there now on the side of the service line that we maintain will be replaced. The reason why it's taken a long time to get before the board for actual bid approval is after the project initially so there was some delay in getting approval of the specs because of clearances between water mains and sewer mains. So some detail needed to be addressed there. Then a section of the soil has petroleum contaminants. When the bid initially was advertised, contractor comments led our engineers to go back and do additional test bores to get a better sense of the soil conditions. And that's what delayed the project for a fair amount of time. When the bids did come in, it was just before the December board meeting, and our engineers needed some time to review them and go over the contractor qualifications. So we've done that now. CPL, the engineers, are comfortable with the recommendation and the bid award.
Yeah, that happens. So what was sorry, my memory on it's foggy, but I remember Mike and Jim talking about, board member Dean talking about, what's the issue? Was there an issue with, I may be remembering wrong or describing it wrong. You know what I'm trying to,
We talked about,
terrible.
right now
not
there's
very
a
well,
hydrant
I'd
at
say.
the end of the street. So this is a
Like a valve
one-way
or
stretch.
Overflow valve or something?
And at the end of the street, we're going to install an automatic flusher device.
Yeah.
In lieu of using a fire hydrant to occasionally flush to maintain water quality. The automatic flusher device will allow more consistent water quality and can be adjusted to prevent wasting water. So it'll flush, just enough to maintain good quality and a good chlorine residual in the main. Board member Dean was expressing concern that automatic flushing devices can sometimes be set to use far more water than is necessary. And water that goes, because this is potable water, it isn't going into storm sewer, it's going into the combined sewer or the sanitary sewer for treatment at the plant. So it could be problematic to have automatic flushing devices that aren't maintained properly.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Is that? I'd asked you if you had considered looping it,
Right. And
but it was an extreme amount of money to.
Yeah.
So doing it by the flusher was.
Yeah, and I'm
The
not second
preferred
guessing you by
course.
asking.
Oh, yeah.
I was just trying to refresh my memory on the whole project.
Yeah.
It's been talked about for a while now. When will the actual work be done?
this summer,
In the summer, not till summer then.
Uh,
Okay, yeah.
I don't anticipate they're going to do anything now. Part of this contract, because it's a particularly narrow
Yeah.
stretch,
It is.
the contractor has to either cover or plate any open excavations at the end of each workday.
That's right.
So I don't think they can begin any work. No, but they'll order materials now.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Okay, any more
Thank you.
questions?
Not from me.
Roll call, Sean?
Board Member Cole,
Yes.
Board Member Dean,
Yes.
Board Member Kimball,
Yes.
Board Member Weiss,
Yes.
Chairman Siriani.
I abstain.
Motion passes. The next resolution is resolution number 2026-01002, amendment to order on consent R9 2023-0411-13 to include interim limit for removal of total suspended solids. That resolution is found beginning at page 61 of the agenda packet.
Is there a motion?
Move it.
Renee, is there a second?
A second.
Jim Dean. Any discussion on it? Roll call.
Board Member Cole,
Yes.
Board Member Dean,
Yes.
Board Member Kimball,
Yes.
Board Member Weiss,
Yes.
Chairman Siriani.
Yes.
Motion passes. The next resolution is found beginning at page 66 of the agenda packet, Resolution 2026-01003, wastewater treatment plant air scour piping repair.
Is there a motion?
Motion approved.
Jim, is there a second?
Second.
Renee, any discussion on this? Roll call, Sean.
Board Member Cole,
Yes.
Board Member Dean,
Yes.
Board Member Kimball,
Yes.
Board Member Weiss,
Yes.
Chairman Siriani.
Yes.
Motion passes. The next resolution is found beginning at page 71 of the agenda packet, Resolution 2026-01004, Lucity Software Support and Maintenance Renewal.
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Dan Weiss. Any discussion on it? Roll call, Sean.
Board Member Cole,
Yes.
Board Member Dean,
Yes.
Board Member Kimball,
Yes.
Board Member Weiss,
Yes.
Chairman Siriani.
Yes.
Motion passes. The next resolution is found beginning at page 73 of the agenda packet, Resolution 2026-01005, payment for emergency 15-inch combined sewer repair, 24th Street and Seneca Avenue.
Sorry, can I have the page number again?
73.
Is there a motion?
Move it.
Renee, is there a second?
I'll second it.
Dan Weiss. Any discussion on this? Roll call, Sean.
Board Member Cole,
Yes.
Board Member Dean,
Yes.
Board Member Kimball,
Yes.
Board Member Weiss,
Yes.
Chairman Siriani.
Yes.
Motion passes. The next resolution is found beginning at page 77 of the agenda packet, Resolution 2026-01006, preventative maintenance agreements for water treatment plant generators.
Is
Move
there a
it.
motion? Renee made the motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Matt, any more discussion on it? Roll call, Sean.
Board Member Cole,
Yes.
Board Member Dean,
Yes.
Board Member Kimball,
Yes.
Board Member Weiss,
Yes.
Chairman Siriani.
Yes.
Motion passes. The next resolution is found at page 82 of the agenda packet, Resolution number 2026-01007, extension of agreement for AECom on-site environmental monitor services.
Is there a motion to approve?
Move it.
Renee, is there a second?
I'll second it.
Dan Weiss, is any discussion on it? Roll call, Sean.
Board Member Cole,
Yes.
Board Member Dean,
Yes.
Board Member Kimball,
Yes.
Board Member Weiss,
Yes.
Chairman Siriani.
Yes.
Motion passes. Final resolution in the board packet is found at page 91, Resolution 2026-01008, updating authorized signers for bank account.
Is there a motion to approve?
Move it.
Renee, is there a second?
Second.
Jim Dean. Any more discussion on it?
Yeah, this, Sean, this adds Deborah, right?
Yes,
And, takes off people no longer applicable, I'm assuming?
yes, this is just replacing them, and we just mimicked what was done in the past.
Okay.
Roll call, Sean?
Board Member Cole,
Yes.
Board Member Dean,
Yes.
Board Member Kimball,
Yes.
Board Member Weiss,
Yes.
Chairman Siriani.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you, Sean.
Yep. Thank you.
Okay. Is there any unfinished or old business? Any new business and additional items for discussion? You know, I don't want to keep on laboring on it, but as a water board member, and I think I speak for all, you know, I know I am proud of the people who became permanent and the people who passed their test, because the last few years, that's what we were striving for. And I think it makes a better facility because we do have qualified people. And I'm really happy for that. I'm happy for the whole organization. And that's all I have to say. and congratulate to everyone. And is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Jim Dean, is there a second?
I'll second it.
Dan Weiss, roll call.
Board Member Cole,
Yes.
Board
Yeah.
Member Dean,
Yes.
Board Member Kimball,
Yes, to adjourn.
Board Member Weiss,
Yes.
Chairman Siriani.
Yes.
Motion passes. I'll note for the purpose of the recording, the time is 5:37 PM.
Thank you.